Welcome back to Conan Exiles. This is day 4 of our barbaric difficulty playthrough. You can see that we have some friends here in the background who are going to be assisting us today in our adventures, in our travels. We're here at the Oasis by Muriel's Hope. I love this place. It's super beautiful. The sounds are gorgeous. The weather is fine. We're in the desert, but we have the luxury of having some water around us. So we never run out of drinks and stuff, you know what I mean? You get kind of warm in the desert. We have a local neighbour who's the Rhino world boss over there, who's incredibly tough. Maybe we'll fight him for the first time today, because the plan for today is to get some legendary weapons. And to do that, we're going to need to fight some world bosses. So I'm going to take my new friend over here, who's a Cimmerian berserker, to fight a bunch of world bosses. Now, normally, if I'm fighting solo, I would take on spiders. They're my favourite thing to fight to get skeleton keys. You loot the world boss once you've defeated them, take the skeleton key, go into dungeons. Generally speaking, it's dungeons, or there's a couple of caves you can go into to loot a special chest in there which will have a legendary weapon in it. It's very much RNG what you get in the chest. It doesn't matter which chest you loot, they're all exactly the same. It's just kind of RNG what you get. If anyone tells you differently, they are wrong. I've played this game for 8,000 hours. It's just RNG, friendos. It's not, oh, I've had a lot of luck with this particular chest. It's just RNG. So we're going to take our new friend, the Cimmerian Berserker, who we picked up from Mounds of the Dead last time we met, whatever the hell that was. And we knocked him out with Seth's Truncheon, which we got from the Wine Cellar dungeon, which is over here. So not only did we knock this guy out and convert him into a follower who can now follow me and fight for me because he's got a weapon, I've kitted him out in the armour that we got because we unfriended a bunch of Cimmerians. So we actually have a lot of kind of armour here. This is like a lot lower value, 105 armour compared to, say, 250 for this Cimmerian steel. But it's still worth having, and it's just nice to have. And you can see we've got a bunch of star metal weapons as well. He actually, when he converts, he did have an axe, so I've switched him out from his axe to his star metal greatsword. So they don't come with steel armour, they come with like a potato sack clothing, and I looted it from the boxes. So in a bid to keep him alive, I want to kind of fill his inventory with Brawl, which is just super healthy, nutritious. This guy has a 70% chance to gain points in strength whenever he levels up. He will level up by us doing things and gaining XP whilst he's following us. So every time we unfriend somebody, he will gain XP. So taking him around, leveling him up is going to be really good for his health and his damage, basically. He'll also gain some armor and things like that, some grit. So you can see he's got 70% chance to grow in strength, 50% chance to grow in agility. This is good. We don't want this because this is agility damage. 55% chance to grow in vitality. Not great. We would like him to get loads of HP. And then this grit will add to his armor bonus. So you can see down here. I just want him to hit hard, frankly, because I'm going to always spec so that I do a lot of damage. So I will help him out if he gets into trouble, and I will kill stuff, basically. Plus, we have the 3 strikes rule with down but not out. So if he does fall, we can pick it back up again. I can buff his damage, however. Now that's what I really want to do. So I'm going to buff him at this stage of the game with this with a food buff. This is just cooked pork, harvested from a boar with a cleaver, put into any fire, and it'll give you this 25% strength damage buff. Now you can triple buff your followers. So if you are at the point where you've made alchemy benches and stuff, I haven't bothered to do that yet. You can make elixirs of might, black lotus potions, stuff like that. That will buff his strength with a potion. So you can give him a potion buff, and then you can give him 2 food buffs. You can give him this cooked pork, and you can also give him salted pork, which we don't have any yet. But I'm just going to fill his inventory with this, because he's going to chew through this. This will, however, give him a small increased chance of leveling in strength. You can see that here. Additionally, if I really need to help him out, I can put a aloe potion. Ideally, the higher level the potion, the better. This is a good quality one we looted from Mounds of the Dead. I can right-click on it, and he will drink that. He'll have an animation. If you use Better Thralls, which is a mod, which is one of my favourite mods to use, you can turn on healing so that if you put potions in his inventory, he will drink the potion independently of you having to go over and click on it. It's a really nice quality of life change. I would love to see implemented in the game. So on a 5-second cooldown, whenever he's taken some damage and his health is below 90%, he will drink potions until he's 100%. Now, he can be interrupted whilst drinking those and things like that, but it is a really good way of stopping your thrall from falling in a fight. Even though you can still revive them, it's just nice. I'm going to buff myself with one of these Frost Lotus potions, because these give a variable effect. It's like a gacha. You don't know what you're going to get. What do we get? Agility weapon damage. That is not helpful to me right now. Stamina. Nah, I'll take stamina Now, I'm probably going to take a bit... Oh, shit. I was like, I need to remember to eat, to drink a potion, and I left it too late. Perfect. You will die if you poison yourself too much. Oh no, I'm in the wrong place. Shitting hell. Do I not have a bed? I don't have a bed. Oh, we'll just go from here. Do we go from the desert? It's like equal distance, isn't it? Let's just go for a run. I'm going to cut this out of the video later if you're watching this right now. I could just admin teleport myself, but I'm just not going to do that. We're just going to run because I deserve this. The kicker is I've lost the buff as well. Oh, well. I mean, I'm just going to have a relaxing run across the map now. Oh, horsey. Can I pick you up? Can I pick up another one? Now, this was entirely intentional. Knowing... let's craft this story well. Knowing that we would respawn at mounds, I decided it would be a great idea to take off my bracelet, because that's what happened, as a demonstration, so that then we could just pick up a couple of horses without any encumbrance issues. Here's another one. We could pick these up, we could take them home, and then we can have some horses, and then we can see the difference. Look at that, I still got 46% encumbrance. You see, every failure is an opportunity. Let's take a third one. This is where I am on the map, by the way. Let me just mark this, because somebody will ask me. So horses spawn in multiple different places on the map. My favourite place to get them usually is here. If I wanted to go and get a horse from like where we live, I would go up to this location here, which is like G9 or whatever. Excellent. It's the opportunity. Oh, there's another one over there. Let's take 4 horses with us. So... we'll run back with the horses. We can convert those in our stables. It's just like a run of shame. Yeah, so I did think that those potions would give us like a debuff, but it would be a bit slower than that. So there you go. Lesson learned. Pay attention. And the biggest problem if you're going to be running across the map is going to be food and water. If you're going to like go on like a run to your body, something like gruel is a good idea. If you just have like a stack of gruel, because you can just eat that and it'll fill your food and your water, which is wonderful. It's a good idea to, when you build a house, to put down a bed so that you can place bedrolls, and then you don't have to worry about where the hell you last placed a bedroll. Now, this is barbaric difficulty, so everybody's going to hit harder. Arrows are going to hurt a lot more. If I get crippled and slowed down, that's going to be a pain. I'm just going to, like, run and hope for the best. Probably what I should have done is craft myself a bedroll and then progressively place one. That's a good idea, because imagine we die now and we end up having to go all the way back to Mounds of the Dead. I think I'll probably just stop the stream at that point. Hi! There's a dance emote on our left over here, which I will be wanting to learn. And you learn it basically by standing and looking and just watching that emote. Watch the ghost performance. Hey, hi there. Also a cage over there with a bartender in it. Always a barkeeper. Always a barkeeper. Hi! Don't be confused by the lamplighters. If you see somebody that says lamplighter, that is just somebody from the Better Thralls mod, and they will take the place of a cook. Just like there's a chance for them to spawn in. Basically, you can program them so that they will turn off your lights in the daytime and turn them back on at nighttime and stuff like that. Quite a handy thing. I never used them. Oh, baby rhino, I would pick you up, but I think I might become over encumbered because I got 4 horses in my inventory. Well, I like that we've made the most of our opportunity. Let's place a bed, shall we? There you go. We now have a spawn point at the house. Does everybody notice this? Spawn point at the house. Totally had this the whole time. So now I can put down bedrolls around the map and I don't have to worry. And then I'll have a choice between where to respawn. Given that we're right next to our base, shall we try and fight the rhino boss first? So we're going to try and get as good a legendary weapon as possible today. And we're just going to keep unfriending bosses. I'm going to drink a Frost Lotus potion. Okay. So we're going to try to avoid the pointy section. And I'm going to try to sunder. Oh, I got strength weapon damage in the end. You see, it was worth dying for, wasn't it, people? And Bunny's, like, running away. So we can also add some bleed to this guy, because he is susceptible. And we just got to try and kill him before he kills our friendo. We're going to have to heal him after this. He's definitely going to gain at least 1 level after this. He might die. So I could tell him to flee if I wanted to. So he gets out of dodge. And we could try to take aggro. This guy does a charged attack, which is scary. I just want the berserker potentially to heal up a bit more. Try not to run out of stamina. Okay. That will like stack a bunch of bleed on you. These guys are actually in the way. Just going to pivot, and you just have to stay by the tush. Save your stamina in case you need to dodge. You can see he's reaching a level of frustration now. It's like, would you stand in front of my spiky bit? Okay. So we could get the berserker back in on the action now. Now that I'm reasonably confident that we can get him out of there if we need to. That flee command is really handy. I got mine bound to caps lock because it's just an easy button to press while I'm fighting. So you got to be aware that if they have like a bleed stack on your follower or like a poison stack, then that is such a great way to lose a thrall. Okay, let's get him to flee. This bleed is probably going to do enough now. The bleed is so powerful. Look at that tick damage. There you go. So he's got to level 3 from this. There you go. Beautiful. Wasn't worried at all. So now we can harvest this guy. So I'm going to use a skinning knife because I want his thick hide and his rhino hide for making armor. And we're going to use the hard and steel skinning knife we got from Mounds of the Dead. See, my durability on my daggers has gone down so much. We're also going to loot those items. So what we want is a skeleton key. You can cook the exotic flesh to make the haunch. So we have here. Keep the rhino hide for medium armors. If you want to make medium armors, you need this. Otherwise, you can strip it and make it into thick hide. And then use that for making heavy armors. So he's drunk his heals. So because of better thralls, he'll help himself now. Isn't that nice? He'll go through a lot of those potions. So you kind of want to put the best quality on him. If you didn't have better thralls running, you'd need to right click on the potion in his inventory. So between battles, you want to kind of, you know, do that. So now we've got a first skeleton key. To use this skeleton key, we're going to have to go into dungeons to loot chests, or there are some caves. I'm going to show you where we're going to get those. All right, let's get the hell out of here. So, which world bosses should we target first? I'd quite like to move down to the spider down here just to show which kind of boss I would usually fight solo, and we'll probably do it solo at least the first time. All right, he doesn't get his own camel because he's a recruit. He's a new recruit. So what I'd like to do is build up a few keys so that we can loot the dregs chests. But it's nice to get your first legendary from Skittering Cavern because you can loot a chest in there after you've defeated the spider boss, and that's really my favourite kind of path. Charge! Oh, so sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that at all. This is the way to Skittering Cavern. Onwards! Now we can get loads of aloe along here, so I think I'm going to, while my berserker unfriends some crocodiles for some XP. You can harvest berries here. Aye. Modification. Okay, so we're going to go into a Dalfari camp that I'm perfectly happy going into now that I've got all this armor. It's quite tough early game. Human NPCs are really one of the main reasons you're going to get killed at the beginning of the game. Those and crocodiles, which are quite hard to dodge. But now we've got this guy fighting for us. We are badasses. We're going to take the bearer packs. We're not going to open the bearer packs until we get home because the contents will weigh way more. Did you not hear your friends screeching? I don't think you did. Okay, spider time. So, apart from the fact that we're quite low level and we don't have very much HP, although obviously we're increasing it as we go along. Oh, I got to put some points. I'm going to put some points in strength for now, just because I'm using strength-based weapons. I can change my attributes if I drink a potion of bestial memory, and I can tell you where we'll find those and use those when we get to that point. But I can also craft potions of bestial memory as well. So yes, I could do with putting some points to strength so I do more damage at this stage. So this is Skittering Cavern. This is like a favourite place of mine for getting my first legendary weapon. So I'm going to go axe and torch just because it's a bit dingy in here. There's a world boss spider in here, and we've got to get through a bunch of spiders to get to him. You can harvest gossamer. You can just pick it up, or you can use a sickle. There you go, to harvest gossamer. And based on your harvest settings and the quality of the sickle that you've got, you'll get more gossamer. You can use a sickle on spiders to get gossamer as well. And you can spin the gossamer into silk in your inventory, and then you can use it to make clothing and some decorative things like some cushions and stuff like that. But you will want it. He's just so good. Gotta get another level. Let's go strength. Excellent. There is the spider boss over there. Behind him is a legendary chest, which will contain either, well, yes, any range of like legendary weapons. It might be a shield if I'm really unlucky, because I don't really like using shields, but they are handy. And legendary shields generally will just have a lot more durability. Boss music, go. Okay, now I was going to do it solo, wasn't I? So can I get him on Flea? And maybe put him on... So I put him on a long follow distance. So hopefully he gets the XP from this, but doesn't involve himself in the fight. Because I want to do it solo. So we're just going to do some right clicks. Move out the way. And I'm going to use iron daggers because I usually do stone daggers on these. After this, we'll use like proper, better weapons because it's quicker. But I just kind of want to show that it's not. This is why I like fighting the spiders early game to get your first legendary, even in barbaric. And the main goal here, obviously we have no points in agility, which would give us more damage with the daggers. But the main goal is to let the tick damage to do all the work. Just going to keep going around in a circle, just because I find it easier to manage. Just avoid the front bit where the mouth is. Try not to roll too much, you don't want to run out of stamina. Just kind of walk out the way. Wait for the special combo attack. Try to keep the stack going. You don't want to kind of leave it too long so that that 20 stays up there, so that the tick damage is 27. So I actually find in barbaric difficulty, flesh creatures like this don't feel any more difficult than in normal kind of mode. Just because the bleed still does loads of damage. And I like that because some of the enemies are much tougher. Like the guy in the Black Keep, Kinscourge, for example. He's a pain in the butt. So this guy is going to poison you, and that's why I've put my Berserker out the way. But also just because I want to show how to fight this guy. Hey, there we go. Perfect. So, you generally will get a Nemedian helmet from his inventory when he dies. This is a great helmet. This used to be a real favourite of mine. This has a special karmic ability. When you equip it, any tool or weapon that you have the ability, or that you don't have to have learnt the recipe, but it has to be something that is repairable. So, regular items or epic items, but not legendary weapons or unique items. So if it's got a yellow border, you won't be able to repair it with the Nemedian, just like with repair kits. And if it's got a gold border like this, which is a legendary, you won't be able to repair it. But anything else, so if you have your tools in your inventory, take a bit of damage, and you've got the Nemedian on you, on your head, fall damage, heat damage, poison damage, all sorts of stuff, you'll see that the durability goes up, so including iron poniards, this kind of thing. So I really, really like it. It used to repair legendaries back in the day. I mean, rip. It was amazing. It's not the prettiest of helmets, But there you go. It is super good. And early game, I really like it because it gives you 143 armor. So I love coming in this cave for that. I'm going to keep this steel helmet on because it gives me... Is it the same? No, 200 armor in that one. I could put this on my berserker if I wanted to, so he has more armor. And also, if you put something in your follower's hands and he's wearing his helmet, he will also repair things with the same caveats. Okay, so now what we want to do is harvest the spider for the skeleton key. There we go. Beautiful spider creature. There you go. There's a skeleton key. Some demon blood. Marvellous. So in single player, if you just run away and come back again, out of render range and back into render range, he will reset. This whole cave will reset. On a server, you need to wait like 15 minutes for him to reset. Okay, so here is the chest right at the back of the cave, which is basically behind where he's usually sitting. He's usually sitting here. So you just use your key. I have no idea what we're going to get. This is complete RNG. Okay, we got some good daggers. All right, I'm not mad about that because I'm going to use the hell out of these. They also have bleed and an escalating effect. Increases damage with each consecutive hit. The damage multiplier starts at 0.1 and increases by 0.1 per hit up to a maximum of 2 points after 19 hits. So, yes, so now we have the Grim, which I guess we're going to use instead of our crappy daggers. Akbatan throwing knives. You can throw those at an enemy. They'll do a decent amount of damage. They'll kind of push you forwards towards the enemy when you throw them. But once the enemy is dead, you will get them back in their inventory. You can loot them. So now we still have a skeleton key from the first boss. So we're going to go fight another spider probably first up here. Spinebreaker's flank. Then we'll probably fight like some crocodiles and whatnot. We could pretty much fight any boss now with him. I would just generally avoid the guys that poison. So be wary of spiders. Definitely be wary of scorpions and be prepared to just kind of set them to flee if they get into trouble. So let's go to skittering Spinebreaker's flank. New River music, people. So while we're going this way, we should go to Sinner's Refuge, shouldn't we? Let's do that because that's such a great place to look for crafters. I think I have... So I've intentionally brought iron bars and twine with me so that I can put down wheels of friendship... wheels of recruitment, wherever there's like an NPC camp or things like Sinner's Refuge. So we'll probably do that. Did he kill her? Did I kill her? I can't be sure. Did the crocodile kill her? Yes, probably. Let's take some weak aloe, we'll take the twine, leave the rest of stuff. Actually, I might take the bandages in case of a sandstorm. Here we go. Bob cannot cook either, but he tries his best. He's really good at mashing things. That's what he's really good at. We get him to like grind seeds and stuff with his hooves. Yeah, was it munched by the croc, was it? Yeah. Okay, come on, Doombringer. People are going to judge me if I run along with you. It's like, I am a mouse, you know. You could use me to traverse the lands. Oh, extra points. Oh, so sorry. I didn't mean that. That was completely unintentional. Do we do the boss croc? Let's do the boss croc. Now, the boss croc is probably going to kill my berserker. Possibly me. I'm going to put a bedroll down out the way. All right, let's go get our berserker killed by this boss croc. The boss crocs are like, probably, even in spite of their... Oh, baby crocodile. Squirrel. In spite of there being poisonous enemies, I actually hate the boss crocs the most. Okay, this is a bad idea. Being over encumbered. Okay. Attack! Okay. Okay, tail whip. 3 strikes of the tail when this happens. 1, 2, 3. Avoid the tail. The tail hurts. We gotta try and kill him before he kills my berserker. I'm gonna try and apply. So we do have this escalating effect, as well as bleeds. Tail whip, tail whip. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, don't bite me. Don't bite. Not me, not me, not me, not me. Oh, look, he's drunk and he's like charming the crocodile because of his charisma buff. Oh, yeah. Oh, I dodged you because I'm a professional. Tail whip. 1, 2, and 3. These are not too bad, but don't fight them by yourself because they're just annoying. Hey, professional gamers. Well done, Berserker. He's fine. He's having a quick old drink. Excellent. Oh, we unlocked Purge Defender because we hit level 30. So let's skin this fella and we'll get our skeleton key from him. There's my skeleton key. These guys don't drop demon blood, just reptile hide and stuff. Just more of the regular crocodile stuff. We'll strip all this hide and make it into leather. Okay, so now we've got the first perk in strength. Heavy and special attacks will deal 10% more damage. Okay. If you're going to be using strength-based weapons, and you can find out if it's a strength-based weapon by clicking on it and just seeing it says strength here. But generally speaking, hammers, great swords, axes, any one-handed sword, they're generally strength-based weapons. But have a look, because sometimes there are some legendaries that kind of buck the trend. So there is a two-handed great sword, which is an agility sword, which is one of my favourite weapons, called Baltier's Razor. That's an agility-based weapon, which means it'll use any points that you put in your agility perks, agility here, to do more damage. And the same with bows. Generally speaking, bows are agility weapons, so they'll take points from your agility points in general to do more damage. But there is one called with the ability called Power Draw. There's a couple of them with Power Draw, and those ones will take your strength points to do more damage. So shall I place it like a gibbet here? Okay, these guys are very, very squishy. So my Berserker will deal with them. I'm looking for decorations, companions, this guy. This is a very low level cave. So it's a great cave to go and look for your first kind of crafting thralls. There's a bunch of enemies in there though. And if you haven't played the game for a long time, then these exiles will do a lot more damage than you remember, because they did buff them. So if we're going to go into this cave, because he hits like an absolute truck, I'm going to give him a truncheon, because he's just going to kill everything before I've even had a chance to look at them and decide if I want to tame them. So let's swap his sword for an iron truncheon. I'm going to use Seth's truncheon, my rawhide bindings in case I need to pick somebody up in a hurry and run away. And then if we get anybody, we're going to put them in this gibbet here. So I'm going to switch between my axe and my truncheon here. But these guys have very little HP, so they'll fall really quickly. It's a good idea to think about if you use like poisoned weapons. You don't really want to use them in NPC camps, because the tick damage, sometimes you find a thrall you really want, and then the tick damage kills them and you've lost them basically, and you can't revive enemies. So be aware that like this is wherever you see a crafter, you can get a really good like named crafter spawning. See, like dancers, it doesn't matter who they are. Okay. I'm just going to do some left clicks on the ground just to clear up. This is a great place to live near at the beginning of the game. Let me show you where it is if you... This is where it is. Sinner's Refuge. Right here. Do-do-do. 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 So this is brimstone. This is also like a really great place to get brimstone early on in the game. Just harvest it with a pick. You need this for a bunch of things, including making steel fire. If you want a huge amount of brimstone, and you're later on in the game, you've got yourself a gas mask, sandstorm breathing mask or better, then you can come into Shattered Springs over here near Sepa Maru. Just be careful, because there's loads of rock noses that will attack you. So it's a good idea to have, if you ideally a bit higher level, Beast of Burden perk from max expertise, because then you can move whilst over encumbered. You can just run around harvesting brimstone. Your follower can do the unfriending of the rock noses, and you can just kind of run around and just harvest as much as you want. But early game, these caves are quite handy, and Sinner's Refuge is arguably the best, I think. You can still come in here late game, but you're going to need a lot of brimstone later on, and Shat Springs is a good place to clear out. So Smelter Tier 1, we don't want them. What was the other one? Are they both smelters? What are you? Oh, Armourer Tier 1. Dancer Tier 1, don't care. You can get named dancers in here. If you see people with the word Azura on them, you get some, like, named people at the back. It's going to unfriend the unconscious ones. And there's a really good chance for a named person of Azura at the back. They're basically named after notable people in the community, people who've like been really helpful on forums and modders and things like that. Help, you know, as a thank you, basically. But they won't have very much health. You see, there's one there in this armor. I don't know. I can't see who it was. It's a driver. So we don't need a driver because we've already got what's-her-face. Yeah. So we're going to loot him instead, and I'll show you the armor that he drops. Don't care too much about this stuff. He has very, very little HP, but his crafting skills and his skills as a crafter are exactly the same, regardless of which faction he's from. So that's something to think about. So this Azura armor gives us... The leggings give us 40 health and 20 armor. Chest piece gives us 40 health and 28 armor. Helmet head thing gives us 6 agility points, which is really, really good, and 16 armor. And you can get the full set from him. You should drop gauntlets and boots as well. So that's a nice bit of looties. But otherwise, like, generally speaking, you're going to want to tame them. So there you go. It's such a good chance of you getting a named person in here because of that Azura spawn right at the back of the cave. Okay, so let's make another space for some brimstone. Not a bad idea to get it this early. Right, let's go to the spider place. We didn't get a friendo, but I'm going to leave the gibbet there. I wish I could just pick up the gibbet, honestly, but I can't. So it's a bit annoying, really. Okay, so we're going to get the first item that we need to free our character from the exiled lands. We're doing like a full playthrough here, though, so it's going to be a minute. So in this cave is a boss croc. It's quite a low-level boss croc. If you don't have armor, it's a one-shot in barbaric difficulty. Don't ask me how I know that. There you go, Galaman's tomb. It's right here. So yeah, there is a boss croc in here who, like at our stage now, we've got like this armor. We shouldn't be a one-shot. So there's just a bunch of crocodiles in here. If the developers at any point in the future would like to develop this cave further, and maybe use the entrance or the doorway at the back to make a dungeon, I would love that. By the way, if you're listening, developers, love that. That'd be super nice. So that was brimstone I just harvested, just to show you there's also brimstone in here. Okay. These rocks, brimstone. Oh, that's a one skull. So demon croc. Let's see what we get from him. What's my best tool? Hardened steel, skinning knife. Nothing good. Glowing essence. Potion of bestial memory. Ah, now if I wanted to reset my attributes, I could drink the potion of bestial memory. I'm actually really happy with my attributes at the moment. Unfortunately, I can't take these with me because they last like 2 minutes. So you got to drink it as soon as you get it. But this is one really good reason to unfriend demonic variants of creatures, is these. Sometimes you get potions of bestial memory, sometimes you get repair kit, reinforcement kits, you get bits of steel fire, we got some glowing essence, demon blood, all that good stuff. Very, very worth fighting and kind of fun. And it's a bit, you don't know what you're going to get really, it's RNG, but always use your best tool that you've got available, regardless of what it is. Unless it's like a sickle, which probably isn't going to help you. So there's the croc that one-shot me in my permadeath run. Oh. These stalagmites, you can't harvest those. They're just displaying. Right, Zerka, you take the big boy. Take the big boy, take the big boy. Take the big boy, take the big boy, take the big boy. Okay, okay, 93 damage. We know we're not a one-shot. Okay, excellent. So that, the only reason it was 92 is because I have this heavy armor. Look at that. Sliced and diced. So make sure you harvest him because you want a scourge stone piece. There you go, jagged scourge stone piece. You need a jagged, a broken, and a shattered scourge stone piece in order to craft the keystones for your character from the Exiled Lands. If you want to know more about that right now, I do have a guide on my YouTube channel called How to Free Your Character, How to Remove the Bracelet, I think it's called, which tells you basically the steps you need to take, locations and items, and then what to do in order to remove the bracelet from your wrist. Just bear in mind that it will delete your character and you'll lose access to all of your stuff. So if you want to do it and you want to come back and start a new character but don't want to lose all your stuff, then you can always you can just make sure you have a clan member who can give you back access in the future. There you go. We are going to craft the keystone and free our character. That's kind of the plan. And then that's it. We've done this cave. Now this is the entrance. There's a bunch of these caves where there's these doorways and I'm like, surely this takes us to a dungeon. But they don't. And I feel like this is such an opportunity. I feel like there are so many of these things on the map. I would love some more dungeons. Question mark. Please, please, developer gods, if we may, in the future. Okay, so we're going to the Spuda, which is like up here. So there's a spider boss up here, surrounded by a bunch of little minions. It's like, actually, I don't like it when you call me a minion. I do really like a one-handed war axe for like groups of spiders. I think it's really handy. Just generally groups of enemies. Anyway, there's the big spider is over there. So it's a good idea to put down your bedroll kind of somewhere over here. This is quite a good spot because there's usually not spiders right here. Shall we do it? We have got a bedroll really close by. So that's not... we're not going to die to the spider anyway because we're professionals. Right, so let me put him on withdraw. Passive, and we'll put him on a really long follow distance. Okay, greetings and salutations. I really should deal with all the little spiders first, actually. Well, that helped, didn't it? Could you go away, Dumbria? You're on like a long follow distance. Because he's on flee, that's why. Okay, this is probably far enough from the spiders. What are you doing? Go away! Right, can I get you guys over here? We click you both over there. This is why I just leave them usually. It's just chaotic otherwise. What if I run over here? Okay, I just gotta take aggro and let them go away. There we go. We should be alright now. So we just want to get up to that 20 stack of bleed. It isn't showing a representation of the escalating effect. I guess we get that on hit, don't we? Yeah, you can see the number going up. But all we're trying to do is just get that bleed to 20 and keep it there. I have like the first book in agility and that's it really. Usually I do this with stone daggers. Naked without anything else in a normal difficulty. Oops. Focus is the real boss of the game. This is like relaxation for me. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's harvest this Spudder. Today we're really focusing on trying to get legendaries. So let's get another skeleton key. So until we go into a dungeon, we can't really use our skeleton keys, but there's like 2 caves that I usually go to. There's the Skittering Cavern, which obviously you can just unfriend the spider and then immediately loot the chest behind him. But we can go to another cave as well, which is like along here, question mark, this kind of area. So let's go to that one and we can loot the chest. And maybe we'll fight the demonic spider. We could do a bit of summoning place as well, shall we, friendos? Right, here's a summoning place. This is the main NPC camp for the Darfari faction. It's a good place to get crafters. But all I have to say about it, really. This is a lovely, big, flat piece of land as well. It's a very popular kind of place to build. It's just kind of in the middle of everything. That's the only thing. I kind of prefer like that plateau over there if you want to build in this area. Or this is a bit of a mini plateau here. Okay, let's go in here, shall we? See what's going on. Their armor gives you a strength buff. It doesn't give you a lot of armor, but it gives you a strength buff, which is nice. Sometimes there is the... I don't know, there's an event, there's an encounter that can happen here, basically. So if it looks different than this, you've got an encounter, which you can just choose to ignore if you want and leave. But it will change the spawns at the front. So, good crafting crafter locations here. One of the nicest things about this place is you can get a witch doctor named Alchemist up there in front of this Yogg altar. It could be a named Tanner. Anytime you see a crafter, it can be a named. We'll take the jailer's key.
I go to the great feast.
And the sorcerer's bindings. And we'll take the radium thingy.
Listen, there isn't much time.
Skelos cultist armor recipe. We'll take that. We might make that later. It's an agility armor. So we could free this tavern person.
Before anyone notices.
The only thing is I can't send her to my home. We'd have to take her home. So I could free her and then put her somewhere, and then I guess I could rescue her. Shall we do that? One. We haven't freed anyone from a cage yet.
1,000 times I beg you, set me free.
So I'm going to get her to follow me. And that means that he's going to stay here for a minute. He can defend himself. And I'm just going to run her to safety. And then we'll come back in here and clear out the rest of the camp. There we go. So she can stand here.
I owe you much. But my talents are in the barkeep trade.
Okay, so I will build a tavern bar at home. Now that I've spoken to her, I can place a tavern bar. And then if I place her behind it, people will just turn up. People that I can hire. Some of them that I can't hire. Some of them are just there to fill out my bar. But I can then just... NPCs will just appear, just walk in, sit down, pretend to have a drink, and I can click hire on some of those people. I can use gold to hire people. So I'm going to leave her here, but I can rescue her from home. I've shown you how to do that before, if you're not sure. Tab, followers, and then here. I could click rescue, and then it will say that they were recently attacked. And then you just wait for the cooldown to end. And you can click rescue, and without any of their stuff, they won't have any items on them. You can rescue them to your base. I don't know if I've got my better thrall setting correct. I'll have to check that later. All right. So I kind of want these horns because I want them for helmets for crafting armor. Good idea to pick those up. Watch out for the brutes. They were buffed in recent years. They were also nerfed, but then it's only because they got the follower variants. When you knocked them out, they just did so much damage. It was ridiculous. And then they nerfed them as expected. So let's open these. And then we don't want millions of truncheons. Okay, so this location here in front of this Yogg altar, this is what the altars look like for the Yogg religion. There can be, where that priest is, that could be a witch doctor alchemist, which is a named tier 4 alchemist. Look at the power of the axe. The cleave from it is so good. So you can also get a Yogg named priest from here as well. So we cleared that place out. Let's go to the other spider cave. He's not even getting interrupted. Look at that. Good man. Right, into the spider cave. So we're going to fight a demon spider boss. We're also going to loot the chest in here. Get another skeleton key. And then we've got skeleton keys for the Dregs dungeon, which is going to be next stage. Okay, so we can also learn the Zath religion down here. This is the trainer. Dun, 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 dun. I don't like fighting this spider, really, because he corrupts you. He gives you, like, a wave of corruption. Like, okay, let's learn Nest of Zath. Ooh, he's so creepy. So if you want to, you can run in here. Make sure you have enough encumbrance to pick up potentially heavy weapon. And you can just loot the chest and run back out again. So if you fought the spiders at, like, Skittering Cavern, Spinebreaker's Flank, and you want to, like, run in here... He likes to be very theatrical, but that's the chest. So I could probably just stay away from him. Or I could try to contribute like an upstanding member of society. Where's Doomfriendo? You've got to be careful with this corruption stuff because you will get drawn closer to it. It kind of ensnares you a bit and pulls you forwards, and then you get corrupted. I'm just trying to be supportive here. This is a bit like the tick damage you'd get from my daggers. I'm just spamming left click. Go on, mate. 2 hits. Nice. Good job. Okay, so let's get some... get our key from this dude. Get our skeleton key. We'll see what we get in our box. Oh, we got the white blade. So I do quite like this for the Unnamed City because it has Spectre coating already imbued, coated, soaked into its blade or whatever. I don't know. So this is quite good because it does add a tick. Spectre coating adds like a tick damage onto undead enemies. So fighting skeletons in the Unnamed City or bosses, just kind of, especially if you have a follower who does loads of damage and you just want to kind of be a supportive person and just apply some kind of debuff to undead enemies, then that's a good one to have. I do like this one. I think it's really good. It looks kind of cool. It looks like the things that the skeletons in the Unnamed City are using. Good. That's good. So we spoke to the trainer. We fought the spider. We got another key. We looted the chest. We got another legendary. And we've got, like, what? 4 skeleton keys, which should get us through the Dregs dungeon. There's also 2 world bosses in the Dregs dungeon as well. So before we get to the final boss, there'll be 2 world bosses. So we can get 2 more skeleton keys on our way through there. It's always nice to have more than you need because, you know, I find it really frustrating to run up to a legendary chest and not to be able to get my legendary from it. Well, friendos, I think we're going to leave it here for today. We're going to pick up next time. Next time we're going to go into the Dregs dungeon, fight all the bosses, and get as many legendaries as we can. I think we're making nice progress here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky. This whole series is going up onto the YouTube channel. The first 2 episodes are already edited and up. Make sure you check out my survival playlist on YouTube as well. I've been putting up a lot of like day 1 videos of like new games coming out. If you're kind of interested in that, would really appreciate if you watch those. And yeah, take care, enjoy your games. All right, my friends, see you soon. Thank you all so much for the support.